plays.
Yeah, I have the shrine, like the Hafu shrine on my wall.
No, I just didn't expect that. I was like, what?
All right, we're back. Jeez, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there, but okay. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna be doing our what's the right move segment here. I'm gonna switch over to this view here. And for those of you that didn't tune in last week, what this segment is we take screenshots from the game, and this week we actually got a bunch of screenshots from you guys that sent them in after last week and how well it went. So maybe one or two of these are from friends, but the rest of them are from viewers. And we're gonna have Koyuki here and Hafu analyze the situation and then pick what the right move they think is, and then just kind of tell us why they think that is. And we'll have different levels. We'll start off with some very typical early situations, and then we'll end with something that's pretty lots of choices and kind of a lot of things to analyze. And why don't we take turns with you guys? Have you guys take this one and then
Dibs on this one.
yeah, and then you can jump in if you guys disagree. Jump in too.
Oh yeah, of course. We always disagree.
Yeah.
I would pass because I'd pass here.
You'd pass here, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he plays something, and then you can coin cold if you need to, or coin Acolyte if he doesn't play a 3/2, and then Kona Cold turn 3. You have 2 Kona Colds.
Mm-hmm.
You can deal with Warlock really, really well here. If you coin out, all you could do is ping or play Loot Hoarder, neither of which really deals with this since you don't have a follow-up play.
Okay,
what
Case, what do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I think your only 2 choices are ping with the coin or to pass. If that Loot Hoarder were a novice engineer, I would coin out the novice engineer. But
I don't think I would.
I think I would.
For novice.
I think it would
because
clear the Argent Squire.
Yeah, you could
you
remove
don't really
it.
have a strong follow-up play, right?
Well, you could remove at
What,
least the
your
Argent
ping?
next
It
round.
clears the Argent Squire on turn 2.
I mean, what if you blood him?
Sure. I think that's at the very least it'll clear the Divine Shield.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like your 2 options are coin ping or pass. Like we don't really want to play a Loot Hoarder even on 2. Like it's not a great play. So I think pass is better. Just Kona Cold on turn 2 if you need to. If he just taps, you're just going to ping the Argent Squire. Like 1 damage is not that much.
Really? You wouldn't
And,
coin out the Acolyte here? If you just tapped?
I might coin out the Acolyte actually. That's a good point. yeah, okay. If he taps, coin out the Acolyte. But you have there's no reason to rush out your hero power, and you have 2 kind of, because 2 of them are Kona Colds, but you have multiple things that you can and would kind of want to play on 3.
Yep.
So there's no reason to burn the coin here.
Okay.
No, if
That
you had
just
an imp,
depends.
you wouldn't have used it. I'd rather put in an Argent Squire than a Blood Imp turn 1. 'Cause
Yeah,
you always
yeah,
want to play
you
something that you can
definitely wouldn't
attack
have-
with. Right, exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. That was just kind of like a starter, get us going. All right, next up we've got a Druid play here. And in case you take this one, I guess we got serious board control from the Rogue right now.
Waiting for it to come up on the stream.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so you're pretty far behind.
Yeah.
Clearly this is pre-patch.
This happens, right? This happens a lot in
Yeah.
games where you're
No, this
far
happens all the
behind.
time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of choices.
Yes.
Hmm.
You'd have to know what was played before, too. That would affect a lot.
Yeah, I can see a little
Because-
bit
And is this constructed,
not a
or
lot.
is this arena?
This looks like arena.
It looks like arena.
Yeah, it looks like arena. It's got a
It
command
looks like
commando in there. I don't think
Okay.
that's very common.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Huh.
would either Scarlet Crusader Defender of Argus or Argent Commander into the Dark Iron Dwarf, hero power, and hit the Argent Commander that he has. It's also this changes a lot if that weapon has been deadly poisoned or if that's like an Assassin's Blade or something. Because if that's an Assassin's Blade or a three power weapon
Yeah.
of some kind, or
Yeah, that's
even
true.
the Perdition Blade, that will change the play a lot. Because if it's one of those two,
Yeah, let's assume it's just hero power.
I
Just
assume
the number.
it's just a 1/1, which
Yeah,
means
let's
that
assume.
I would probably just go like, yeah, I'd either go Scarlet Defender or Argent Commander into the Dwarf and hit the Argent Commander with my Hero Power.
Okay.
I think I'd probably do that. I'd probably Argent the Dwarf and hit the Argent with my Hero Power.
Okay. Hafu, what do you think?
I see a lot of moves. I'm debating just marking. It depends on what he has in his hand. Like it's really situational based off of what was played. But you seem 18 health is a lot. I would definitely Argent and probably kill the 4/3. And then it's either Hero Power or hit the 4/3. I think that's weaker. I think I would rather mark the Wild and make him deal with that. Because you've already gotten a 1-for-1 and it stalls for your next move. And on your next turn you would play Scarlet Crusader. You can brew Scarlet Crusader and Defender. Because we have 9 mana next turn. Right. Yeah, that is
yeah.
probably
Although
what I would do.
If you mark, he clears your Argent Commander.
But he takes his weapon and his Dark Iron Dwarf and he has 4 cards. And 12 health.
No,
and he would be at...
keeps a 4. Yeah, he keeps a 4/3.
If you Argent, it's a
Oh.
4/3. It becomes... Well, this
Oh,
is
6/5.
pre-patch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
this
a
is pre-patch.
6/5. So he would have to hit into it. So he would be at 6 health? I mean, like...
Yeah, or if he like any point of damage will also clear it, right? Shiv, Fan of
Right.
Knives, Backstab, Shattered Sun
Yes.
Cleric, another Dark Iron Door.
That's true, but if he's spending that I think that's... fine.
Okay, so in conclusion, which move do you think is best?
I think
I feel-
Argent is pretty clearly the best. Well, Argent I think is the move that we agree on first. I think we're split on Mark of the Nature or Hero
Or
Power.
Hero Power? Okay.
Actually, here's an interesting one. What if we just Argent Commander, kill the Dwarf, and then brew back the Argent Commander?
No, because then it gets... Well, then it's... I feel like it's a waste. Because I don't think you really want to be brewing back an Argent. Like, a 4/3 on the board is good. You have a lot of cards. You have a lot of things you want to play. A 6 clogs up your hand, and you want things to defend or Vargas. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but
What
the
do you
difference
think,
is
ChanManV?
a 3/2 versus a 4/3.
What do I think? I think my play would actually be the Hero Power into Argent, just removing their Argent.
Okay,
I would do that,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I can see
brewing
that.
back the Argent Commander is still interesting because like the difference between the 3/2 and the 4/3 on the board that he's going to have isn't much different.
Hmm.
And then you can preserve the charge removal effect for next turn. And if he doesn't
Yeah,
clear
but
your hand,
he still has an Argent Commander that can remove almost anything that you put on the board. So
That's
that's
true.
it's pretty bad. Especially if he removes
That's
your brew. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on, and hopefully I ordered these right. Okay. All right, we got a Shaman here. This one was sent in actually by a friend, and looks like there's only a few cards you can play here, but I think it's kind of interesting as to the analysis as to what the best move is. Hafu, I think you take this one.
Ew.
So you can't play the fire Ellies.
You can only play one
not
thing.
a lot of options. Yeah.
Well, you can
I-
play 3 things, right?
What? Oh, I'm saying like one card.
No,
You
she
only
means you can only play one card. Yeah.
Yeah, one card.
And a totem
Mhm.
if you don't play.
Right.
That is pretty gross.
Looks like the Warlock has 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, it looks like he's got
Yeah.
probably 2 or 3. You're not gonna be in a great situation after this. Play,
Okay,
but it's
I
just a
can
matter
with
of
totem and Rockbiter and kill the 3/3, then kill the 2/1. It leaves him with a 4/4 on the board, and you have a 2/1 Harvest Gum and a totem. And next turn you can fire Ellie and kill the Dark Iron Dwarf or whatever else. Because the Kodo doesn't accomplish much. You could slam the Solanas, but then you have an unfavorable trade, and then you leave everything on the board, which is for better or for worse. Yeah, I would Rockbiter myself, kill the 3/3, hit the 2/1 with a Harvest Golem and totem.
Case.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'd do. I don't think there's that many options here. Like
There's really not many options.
Yeah.
if you do anything besides Rockbiter, then
Your Harvest Golem loses, and you are left with a 3/1 on the board.
Well, I think a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would consider throwing down Sylvanas. I think that's the biggest.
I think that would
Biggest
clog up
option.
your. I mean, you can Coda and Rockbiter next turn, right? That's the argument, or you can Fire Alley.
I think the
And
problem with Sylvanas is that he can kind of just ignore it.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like,
you don't have a way to
Well,
kill
he
it
can't-
off right now.
I mean,
right?
your next turn is going to be strong, so he can't completely ignore it, right? Because your next turn is
yeah, he can't
potentially going to
completely
remove
ignore
two.
it, but like, if you play Sylvanas, let's say he just like
You can.
plays like another 1/3 taunter, or let's say he plays like a Flame Imp and then taunts the Golem and the Flame Imp. Right, like
Okay.
if you throw down if you play
Sense of
Sylvanas
removal.
and he throws down another taunter, you're in a really bad spot because Sylvanas is going to hit a taunter and
Doesn't
not
necessarily
kill
that.
itself.
I mean, it's going to kill itself
probably
on
the
two
next
plays,
turn.
right?
And clear one taunter, probably.
I mean, you could kill
and
it
then
with your.
if it's the taunter's big enough, you can kill it.
You
You
could
can kill it with a Fire Alley, but
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Or-
say. you
so
could kill it
that's
with the
just, like,
fire alley.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
I think
I
I would
don't
just
know,
Rock
though, like-
Rider and clear 2.
Yeah.
It leaves him with a 4/4 on the board. It leaves you with a totem 2/1, and you have pretty good solutions to anything else he plays.
The 2/1 has a Death Rattle still too. Which
Yeah,
is
I'm saying a
important.
Harvest Golem with a Death Rattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like. I can
'Cause
see
the
the argument
dwarf-
for playing Sylvanas. I guess, but I don't.
But I wouldn't do it.
I would rather clear out 2 minions. Like, you don't need to slam Sylvanas. Even though she is really good against Warlock. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the
I
thing
just
you-
don't think you need to do it.
You have a double fire alley play behind it, so it's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
really strong. So you don't really need the steel.
Double Fire Alley, and you have a 2/1 that has to be killed twice. Right? So, like, worst case scenario is almost certainly going to be throw the damaged golem into the Dark Iron Dwarf and Fire Alley to kill it.
Yeah,
Like, that's
likely.
going to be a very, very likely scenario for the next turn.
Yeah.
So,
And he's
Okay.
at 4 mana. He only has 5 mana next turn, so like
Oh, does he have?
I
yeah,
see
he's
4
only on
mana
4
on his.
crystals.
So like 5 mana, like you're
So-
with anything, right? So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what's the worst case scenario?
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas, maybe? Yeah, yeah.
Sylvanas is the worst case scenario.
So for that reason,
And
if it
even
was like a
that
later
is still not
turn,
that bad.
yeah, like I think it.
Like, even if he
Oh, I
just
forgot
slams
to ask
Sylvanas.
Eric. I forgot to ask Eric something. Darn it! I was supposed to ask him the Sylvanas. What happens when there's Sylvanas trades with the one minion on one side? Oh, I forgot to ask him that. I need to ask.
Wait, what?
I've seen it go both ways. So
It's
I
there's
have
just
no idea.
there are different interpretations of what happens whenever Sylvanas trades with a Sylvanas, and there's only one minion on either side of the board. Just one minion from one side of the board.
Oh, one of the death rattle goes first.
Yeah, but
Well,
which
yeah,
one?
but which one? So some people say
I've
it's
seen
random.
active
Some
player,
people
I've
say
seen
it's not.
non-active player.
Yeah,
I've seen first
I don't know
played. I've
either.
seen second played.
yeah. It's
So it's,
I wanted
it's
to
really
know that. Oh, and about redemption. Like if everything gets AoE'd, which like it feels like it's random which minion
it's
comes
what's
back to
played
life.
first. I think it's what's
First
played first.
played
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
whatever's
Oh.
played first. Yeah,
Okay,
I know that
didn't know
one.
that.
I didn't know
That
the
was
Sylvanas
cool.
one.
That was
Okay.
something.
Anyways, that was a little
remembered.
off topic. Sorry, guys, but.
But anyways, even if
let's
you
move on.
like, even if you kill the 2 minions and then he slams Sylvanas, like, that's fine. You just kill the Dark Iron Dwarf, and then you have a 6/5, a 2/1, and an 0/2. So if he kills your 6/5, then he's getting either a damaged golem or a totem.
Yeah.
Like, neither of which is that bad.
Okay. Now, some people in the chat don't realize that we're not playing the game, guys. These are screenshots from the game. Okay.
Yeah,
So
play
we're
the
not
game,
taking this
Chan-Man.
like. Yeah, it's
Make
like
it
Yeah,
damn, man.
I
I'm
haven't
thinking.
rock bitered yet.
There's like, what do I do? What to do is like sitting on the screen forever here.
Why isn't it a zebra? Make it a zebra print.
All right, let's move on.
Do
Let's
that
move on to the next
quickly.
one. Okay, what we got here? Ooh, we got Hogger on the board, and it's a shaman versus a warlock. Okay, that's an interesting situation. Case, what do you
Shaman,
think?
luck again, eh?
Yeah,
Ooh, we have a Hogger, and it's our turn.
yeah.
Well, this is great.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is like one of the games where we're not behind that we're looking
Yeah,
at.
I know, right? Wow, we have so many options.
I know. Okay.
Huh.
We got
play
8 mana.
Defender.
8 mana. Okay.
Okay,
go
you can go first. I would go defender, trade favorably with the 4/4 with Hogger. Axe, kill the 3/2. And just hit his face.
He kills
Because
Hogger.
Hogger's making another dude. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, he kills Hogger next turn. Yeah, it does. He has taunt after you defender. So he just kills you with the 3/1.
Okay, wait.
I think what I would do is I would go Axe. Okay. I would Axe and I would Fire Elemental. And the Fire Elemental would hit, I think, the 4/4. And then I would kill it with the 2/2 and hit the Flame Imp with the Axe.
Yeah, I think that's a good play.
Because, like, it leaves him with a 3/1 with Divine Shield, sure. We have a Fire Ellie and Hogger, and we're going to have a 2/2 for next turn. And he still has to clear the 2/2 to get to Hogger and still do an extra damage to Hogger.
Yeah.
Like, Hogger's going to take over the game if he's not answered. So I think the priority should be keeping him alive and clearing out the 4 and the 3/2, I think, are the best ways to do it.
Any thoughts on Hex?
Oh, wait. Sorry. I don't think I would Hex here. But I'm really stingy with my removal. And it depends on what else is left in the deck. Like, if I have another Hex in the deck, then I could throw it out. But I don't think you need it. I think axing is definitely the play. But I'm looking at... Wait, what did you say? I just came up with another play. Would I maybe axe the... Crap.
But axe the 3/2 and then Fire Ellie the Dark Iron and hit it with the null.
The two.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's what I would do because then you have a 4/4, a 6/5, and axe. Ooh.
And a
that's kinda
2/2.
low.
You have a 2/2
But,
that's gonna
yeah.
summon too. That's of taunt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Versus a
Okay.
3/1 with the
And you're still at 12 health. Okay, I like that.
I think hexing the 3/1.
It would be the 3/1 and not the 4/4 for sure. If you're
Yeah,
hexing.
hexing the
Because that
3/1
takes 2
might
hits.
not be that bad, but like the only difference is you have a 3/1, or you leave him with a 3/2 and a taunter. Well, I guess you don't leave him with a taunter, but because Hogger hits it. But you leave them with a 3/2 instead of a 3/1 with Divine Shield. But the other thing is you don't have a 6/5 in play.
Yeah, having the 6/5 on the board is probably
And like
the biggest
if you
argument for it.
hex, yeah, if you hex and axe and totem, you don't have the ability to play 2 cards next turn. Like you Fire Ellie and totem and that's it, or you defender and maybe get like a 3 or 4 drop or something. And
And then you
but-
definitely Fire Ellie to the right too, so that you can defender next turn. Away from
Yeah.
Hogger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Small thing to note.
But yeah, if you hex, like you don't have the ability to play 2 cards next turn unless you draw something that costs 4 or less.
Yep. Got it.
So
Okay, let's move
it's,
on.
like, it's a consideration, but not one that I would think of for very long.
All right, next up. Ooh, this one's fun. Next up, we got, this is from a viewer, and we have the Druid. Lots of cards, so lots of options, lots of mana. There's like 10 mana. There's 2 legendaries on the board. We've got Alexstrasza and we've got Drag on the board. And wow, okay. Hafu, you take this one. Ooh,
What,
this
can I
one's
give a second?
fun. Yeah,
Um,
lots of options here.
can you just kill him? Let's see.
If Rag hits, I think you can kill him.
If Rag hits, it
but
kills him, yeah.
That's a...
But it's a 1 and 3.
God, that would suck to hit the Doomsayer.
I think part
that
of
would
the
suck
problem,
so
too,
bad.
Part of the problem too is that it depends on like if part of the play would be to play Bomber, like it depends a lot on what Bomber hits. Right?
I don't know. Bomber does
You would
much
play
good.
Bomber? I don't think I would play Bomber. I'm looking
No, I'm
at
just saying
double
if
bite.
that was part of the play, like it would depend on what Bomber hits.
Oh yeah, sure, but that's
Or
that's
if
all.
we're gonna play the Ancient,
true.
it depends on what the Ancient draws.
I mean, Bomber. That's almost every situation with Bomber, right? So
It's true.
Like, has the mage played 2 sheeps yet? This is constructed, obviously. I don't
yeah,
know.
it looks like they just played Alexstrasza. That's my guess, given that he has
Yeah,
15
he's at 15.
health. Yeah,
And this looks like the ice block, like, stall forever, right?
I would
Oh,
think, but
God.
he would have Ice Block up. I would
Well, Case is the
imagine.
constructed expert. So you can take this one, my friend.
All right, Case, you want to take it?
I'd probably double bite the
Yeah,
Alexstrasza.
Looking right now, I don't think I'd do that.
Okay.
Let me think.
You don't think you have to deal with it?
I think you have to deal with it, but I'm trying to figure out a way to leave the mage at 8, clear the Doomsayer, and leave Alexstrasza, so that it either hits Alexstrasza or you win. And I think the only way that can happen is with
Is with bomber.
bomber.
No,
Yeah, you need a bomber hit because you can go like swipe the mage. Does that work? Swipe the mage.
He's at 6.
He's at 11.
I'm sorry. I'm the Doomsayer's
Doomsayer's
at
at
6.
Yeah, the Doomsayer's at
Playing
6.
the Doomsayer.
And
Right?
you can use
Hit
bite.
the
I mean,
Doomsayer, bite the Doomsayer, and then play bomber. But then the bomber has to hit the mage twice,
what?
3 times actually.
Okay, so I don't know.
It's not. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, you're
But then
are
it's
you
really-
trying to kill the mage, or are you trying to deal with Alex here?
No,
You're
I'm
just
trying
kill.
to. I'm
'Cause
trying to
in
get.
Oh, you're trying to
he
lethal.
wants-
You're trying to
he wants
lethal
a
here.
scenario
Okay.
where a rag
Okay.
either kills Alexstrasza or the mage.
Or the mage. Yeah,
but I
got
don't
it,
think that's
got it.
possible.
I don't think it's possible unless you get perfect RNG in the bomber, and I never trust bomber. There's so many things on the board.
Well, bomber could kill your keeper too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is I think it's devastating for that play.
I mean, you can bite and... No, that doesn't work. Oh, actually it does. What about bite and hero power the 8/8, hit it with the 2/1... I mean, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So he's at... The Alexstrasza is at 8/1, and then you swipe the mage?
It still
that
just puts him
doesn't
out.
work. Yeah.
I think we really want to do 7 damage this turn to the mage, regardless. It's hard to figure out a way to do that.
Well, I mean, I think being in the situation where the rag even hits either Alex or the mage and doesn't kill the mage is not that terrible either.
No, it's not. I just want to. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way. Because like one thing you could very reasonably do is like swipe the mage.
I mean,
And
does he
then-
have another ice block? Because if he's out of ice blocks, then you can just...
Let's assume he's
Everything
out
in
of
the face.
ice block just for now.
Okay, so if you do 9 damage to his face right now, you have another 5 next turn. So you win in 2 turns,
can
and if bomber
do
hits
it.
once, then you win. What? Oh
You
yeah,
do
sorry.
11.
You have the 2/1. You have the 2/1 too. Okay, so then you're. I would just go for the face then, if he's out of ice blocks. I mean, it depends. Like, how much freeze does he have?
Yeah.
How much stall does he have?
I don't think freeze that matters that much.
I don't know if you'd go face like right here. I don't know if I'd go face right here. I would.
So since we can't clear the Doomsayer and get them below 8, I think I'd probably just kill Alex.
I mean, is there any
Yeah,
way for him to kill
it's-
you if you just go for the face with double bite?
And you're at
Like,
19.
you have 8
yes.
more armor. No, you have
Yeah.
8 more. Bite
Or
gives
sorry,
you 4
you're at
armor.
28, right?
Oh,
guess
yeah.
20.
Yeah.
29.
Do you think
That's
he can
true.
do? I don't think he can kill you if he doesn't have ice blocks.
So you're
Like,
at 21. He hits you with Alex. You're at 21.
Okay.
Can
And he has
mage do
10.
21?
I don't think he can do 21
So like
in one turn.
Thalnos, Fireball, Bolt, Lance is 5, 10, 14.
No, he can't
21.
do it. He can't. Well, 21.
No, I would just double bite his face. And
Yeah.
I doubt he
Thanos-
has that combo though. That's probably not.
I mean, he's got 7 cards, and it looks like less than 15 cards left in his deck. Probably 10 or
Well,
so.
I mean, the fact that he used Alex on himself and not you means that he's probably already used burn, right? Typically, you would save all your burn up after an Alex play, but you would use the Alex on the druid, unless it's like a crazy situation.
It looks like he's Thalnos and Blizzarded already, anyways.
oh, on the
Looking
left.
on
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
so
then
he
it would have to
doesn't
be
have
like
that burn.
Geomancer or something.
Okay, so maybe I don't know. Maybe the face is a.
I like my
viable
face
option.
plan. Just
a
because
viable
it gives
option.
you 8 armor, 9 armor with the hero power.
Yeah.
You do 9 damage,
Yeah.
you do 11 damage this turn. He's at 4. He dies to swipe next turn.
I would want to keep a rag around though. I think I'd clear Alex.
But then
Just go,
you're.
like-
Isn't it like wasting time, and then he has time to deal with the rag, and then time to stall and kill you? I don't know.
Yeah, but
You're the
if he
constructive player,
deals with
for sure.
rag, if he kills rag with Pyroblast, then he's not Pyroblasting us. Like,
I mean, I guess no one runs cheap, right?
Well, I mean, there's no
Almost
point in
nobody.
keeping. I mean, what's the? I don't know. I don't really see the point of keeping rag either.
I don't see the point of it. I just,
It's just-
like,
it's
why
just a
not
threat
do
that he
11
can't
damage
lose.
now? Like, if we're assuming he's out of ice blocks, then why not
Yeah, I guess
just
that's
get him to 4 HP?
He's
and
not gonna
be
kill
at
you next
28 health?
round,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So
If you have
it's
a
just-
swipe in hand, why not just double bite? It doesn't matter if you get frozen. You do 4 damage with a swipe. Boom.
So then would you? Well, in that case, is it? It's not important to get him like far below 8. We just have to get him below 8. So would
No,
you
we
just
have
go
to-
like
wait,
bite?
what? No. I'm saying we have swipe next turn. We have double bite this turn and hero power,
We still
and then
have
swipe
bite
next.
swipe. What I'm saying is, instead of going double bite, would you just bite hero power, hit him for 7 to bring him to 8, and then play the harvest golem?
No, because then if he deals with rag, you can't kill him. I'd just rather get
There's
him
a
to
chance
swipe.
for a taunt too. I mean, if he taunts next round too, then the bite, it doesn't
Yeah, I would
quite
rather,
work that way.
and I get the armor up to prevent
Yeah.
burn.
So if you just go face now, and even the
This is-
keeper hits him too, then you're
Exactly. If
you
and
got
if he
him,
freezes
and-
your hero,
yeah.
then he can't bite. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair
That's
point.
my play.
that's assuming that we're making the play that he doesn't have ice block. If he
Yeah.
has ice block, it's a completely different play. Actually,
Then you kinda
removing
wanna
Alex.
kill- Then
Yeah,
you
removing
definitely,
Alex
I would
is a
double
big-
bite Alex Straza. That was my first play because I assumed he has ice block.
Yeah, I mean, I might even play
Okay.
Sylvanas. Maybe consider Sylvanas, but I don't know. Probably not, given that I won't have the armor from the bites.
If he hasn't played ice blocks, double bite is you're right is better. I guess I'm just assuming he hasn't used both ice blocks yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we got one last one, guys, and okay. All right, we got a lot of cards. Okay, we got 7 mana, Shaman. This looks like my deck. It's pretty similar to my deck.
Ninja
Whatever.
Fury?
No,
no, the
not that
Giant
one.
set.
Yeah, it looks kind of similar to my deck.
Jeez, what is
That's a
going
lot
on
of
here?
cards.
That's a lot of cards. Lots of.
Turn
It's
7.
another one of these behind situation. You're like behind here, and Sylvanas is. This is the kind of. These are the times that Sylvanas is actually good. So.
Oh my
what's
god,
the
do you
play here?
fire your own Sylvanas after you kill a 4/4?
Wow. Let me
No.
see here.
I don't know. That's the first thing I'm saying. I'm not done in this. Looking. It probably involves Lightning Storm.
Here's an interesting.
Huh.
Well, maybe not that interesting.
I guess the question is whether you want to actually get something from Sylvanas or not, or just
Yeah,
get
if
it a
you
2 for
want
1,
to-
or just straight up 2 for
Yeah.
1. I tried not to look at
It's
these
actually
either,
kinda
guys, so I'm looking with them.
It's actually kind of interesting because like you have a lot of choices. You could hit like one of the Drakes with Sylvanas, and then like lava burst your own Sylvanas later.
mean-
I mean, you could do that with just the axe. You can axe the apprentice, lava burst yourself, and hopefully get either the
well, it's
the
either Drake or Worm, right?
Yeah, that's not great though. I just
I'm
took
looking at like
took a straight up 2
like,
for 1 for the instead of
I'm looking
that.
at like Lightning Storm, but like
Yeah, that's what I
you
said.
can't unless you get the 50-50 on the worm, the mana worm. You don't clear everything and then steal the Drake. It might just be better to go like axe, kill the 3/2 with the axe. Sylvanas kills one of the 4/4s, and then like Sun Fury Wolves,
Versus a mage turns.
or even just like Sun Fury and like Hex or something. The other Drake.
I mean, he used one Blizzard, right? Like we're looking on the left.
Yeah.
But
Well,
right
I mean,
now,
if you
if
remove
we're leaving-
the Drake, yeah, okay. You'll probably steal.
Or like you could even lava burst the other Drake. Like you
I
can
was gonna
go.
say, why not just lava burst the other Drake, hit one, axe the other, leave him with a mana worm, and then we have 2 mana. Play either Sun Fury,
and then
make Sylvanas a
is
taunt.
just gonna
Yeah,
kill
I like that.
the
That's
Drake and the mana worm.
Yeah,
That's probably-
I think that's good.
it's the most
Right, so
sensible.
just
and
explain,
then
just
No, no,
explain
no,
the
actually-
explain the play one more time so they understand it.
I would hit one of the 4/4s with Sylvanas.
Mhm.
I would axe up, kill the 3/2. I would lava burst the other Drake, and then I would play Sun Fury Protector, making my 5/1 a taunt, and forcing him to trade the mana worm or silence or whatever. I don't know.
What about like? Well, okay. Actually, here's a question. Would you just Lightning Storm first instead? Because then if you get the 50-50 on the mana worm, you can Stormforged Axe kill both of his Drakes
Yep.
and play like or play a Totem or the Sun Fury.
The other thing is like, how much burn does this guy have? Because like,
Probably
are you racing him?
Well, given that he's
You're-
played 2 Drakes, he's probably not playing Ice Block, so You got to assume he's got 2 pyros.
5/1 means a free ping, but then Sylvanas takes the worm, so it does still force him to trade.
You're
Well,
actually
that's
not
my
in
point.
great shape right now, honestly. So-
Yeah.
I mean, someone said that in chat.
Yeah.
Like, yes, a 5/1 is a free ping, but then it forces him to trade the mana worm, because if he pings it, then he loses the worm. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I think removing the drakes is really important here, though, because
Yeah, I
you
think
die in 2
definitely.
turns. You die in 2 turns if you don't remove both drakes here.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, well, I mean, I guess axe. Like, you die in 2 turns regardless if you pyros, because your axe.
Oh yeah, your axe is going to be hitting the
right?
apprentice anyways.
But the other
That's
thing
true,
is
too.
maybe you just want to totem instead of Sun Fury, because your Sylvanas is a threat no matter what, and then you might want to save the 2/3 thing for the Molten Giant. Although I guess that doesn't matter at Versa Mage, right? Does it not matter?
Yeah, Sun Fury doesn't matter much. He can just you're gonna be in a situation where you can ping it regardless. So
I think the thing is you don't want to let that mana worm hit you again. Yeah, because
Well,
like
he's
if he
he's gonna
goes,
hit
like,
you again though.
Fireball,
Like
fireball.
if he pings it.
If he pings it, then if he pings the
Well, no, it pings it,
Sylvanas,
it's-
then you take the worm. I'm saying that's
Yeah.
why it's a good play.
Oh yeah.
Because you're
yeah.
Sylvanas, right? Because we
I
cleared
like
everything
playing the Sun
else.
Fury, taunting
Yeah,
the
and then
Sylvanas
it's a
is
5/1.
fighting-
So if he pings it, we take the mana worm, and if he kills the mana worm on it, then he kills the mana worm on it. So like, I think yeah.
Okay. All right.
What about?
There are a lot of pretty good plays. It's just a matter of deciding which one's the best.
It all depends on what has been played before. Like that changes everything, which is why I don't.
Like, has our
particularly,
opponent
like-
played 2 fireballs yet? Has he played 1
Right,
fireball?
right. How much burn
Has
does he
played
have
a frost
left?
bolt?
Yeah, we haven't even talked
Kind of.
about Hex too. Hex
Yeah,
Hex
I
with
think
lightning
I don't
could
think I would.
actually clear the board. With Sylvanas hitting, right? I mean,
Hex-
you'll
Yeah,
like
we still have to 50-50 the worm though.
And then you don't have an axe
Yeah.
to follow up because then it's 6 mana,
Like,
and you don't have anything else.
Hex and lightning storm is like the same as just lightning storming straight out, because then you can axe kill the drake.
Yeah.
And Sylvanas kill the other drake.
Yeah, but axe hitting the Drake puts you in 2 turns again of dying, where this doesn't. You don't actually ever have to hit him in the face potentially, right? Because you can.
I think we're pretty close to 2
Yeah.
turns of dying, anyways.
I think Case would just roll the totem, get the spellfire totem, and then clear the board.
Oh my god, that would be YOLO right there, man. That would be crazy luck getting the spell power totem and then clearing the board from the lightning.
Or by
Holy
250
shit,
and
that
use
would
it,
be
you have to
amazing.
win.
Yeah.
So like 1 in 16 chance. No,
Yeah.
those are odds that even I would pay attention to.
Okay, so in conclusion, we think that which is the best. We talked about so many. Like we're not so
Just sticking
decisive.
to my plan.
We're not decisive like with the
Sylvanas hits a Drake. I lava burst the other Drake.
yeah.
I axe the 3/2, and then I Sun Fury Protector, forcing him to trade the mana worm into the 5/1. If he pings it, he loses the mana worm because it's Sylvanas.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's
That sounds like
actually
it.
probably better than storming.
All right.
I agree with that one.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes
I think that's at least.
that segment. Hopefully you guys had fun, and if you guys want to send your scenarios into me, go ahead and just link it somewhere, put it on Imager or whatever, and go ahead and send me the link on Twitch, and I will try to include it in the next Value Town, and we can discuss your situations. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I think a lot of people like this. I got a lot of great feedback for last week, so we'll continue doing this. I don't know if we'll do it every single week, but we'll definitely include it in kind of fun type of things. But okay, now so we're gonna go into some Q&A. I don't know if we had that much Q&A for us in particular. But
Most of the questions were for Eric.
yeah, I know. I think everybody felt like they were gonna ask, but I think we have. Okay, we have one here. Sarge1016 combo player developer question. For the 3 of us, how do you all feel about the content or the current state of hunters in both arena and constructed? Did the nerfs go a bit too far? They weren't hugely popular to begin with anyways. We kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier today, but
I talked a bit about it,
I've
but
already
I think
talked
Hunter
about it
is
already.
the worst arena class.
it's
the one I
always
dread
been.
playing.
It's always been.
It's
the worst.
always been,
Yeah.
and now it's just like worse. Like Buzzard, at least you can make ridiculous plays with that. And now, I haven't played Hunter since the change. Actually, I like actually just avoid that class. It's just miserable. I feel miserable. When you just get a
Yeah.
miserable deck, you're just like, what do I do?
I wish
But,
I wish we had some more
pretty
time
miserable.
because I wanted
Yeah.
I would have followed up on some questions with Eric regarding some of his statements about Hunter, Because Hunter, a lot of the cards right now are removal. So when he said that they're struggling with removal, I was like, I actually was really surprised, given that so many cards are all about removal, and having UTH, I felt made it incredibly defensive. There's like no offense in that arsenal outside of Crush and maybe the bows, right?
The 2-1. I mean, the hero power. I feel like the last time I went 9 wins, so this is pre-patch on Hunter. I drafted a deck and it had like 4 leper gnomes and just like all burn, and like that's the only way I play Hunter now. I go for as much rush as I can and stall. Yeah, it's almost like mage, right? Like you stall, like freezing traps, explosive traps. Like the traps are generally good because they're cheap and they stall, and then you just keep hero powering every turn.
The traps are actually designed really well. They're just not
freezing
powerful
trap is so
enough.
Strong.
They're
really,
just not
I think
powerful
freezing
enough.
Is so good.
Which one? Freezing. Oh, freezing is amazing.
The best one.
I actually think Misdirection's designed kind of interesting too, but
no one plays that card.
It can be a 2
It's
for
also
1.
a rare too, right? Or is it an epic? No, it's a rare. Snake Trap.
It's a rare.
Snake Trap is an epic.
Yeah. But Explosive Trap is just too weak right now. Explosive Trap should be able to be comboed with spell damage, but right now it can be, but it's never, because you're gonna you can't trigger the trap unless you hit the face. So you're always going to remove the minion. So it just doesn't work currently the way it's
But the 2-1 was like a ridiculous hit to Hunters, in my opinion, for Arena. I haven't even tried it, and I'm just like,
it kind of makes sense. Like his explanation of it made sense. Like
yes,
it's not functionally different for higher level players, right? And then to nerf it in lower levels in constructed, and to nerf it in lower levels in constructed makes like that change is actually pretty significant.
Right. No, I understand it, and I understand you cannot balance the game perfectly to make every single person happy. And Arena is just one segment. They're probably looking for more of the cat. You want to please more people.
Hey, Falor just asked something in chat. Did you ask about the new 100 gold cap on constructed?
We did not.
Yeah,
we did not.
It feels unfair to punish players to deal with botters instead of them just preventing botting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Although at the same time, like 100 gold is 30 wins, and if you're winning 75% of your games, that's 40 games. And if you assume 10 minutes a game, like that's 7 hours of play a day, right?
Yeah, but not including all the quests. I mean, there's a ton of quests too. Like every day there's a new quest.
I feel like it's fine because otherwise people will bot and then sell the accounts off since it's a free-to-play game. Like they have to kind of
monitor it a little bit.
Yeah, and yes, you're gonna be like enraging some of the really, really hardcore fans, but at the same time, most of those fans already have most of the cards and are willing to spend money.
The other question is how many people are going to be playing more than 7 hours a day?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not actually upsetting.
I mean, only.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
we're talking to like to probably like 10% of the people right now.
10%. That's really high. I'll bet there's less than 100 people that play more than 7 hours a day.
I would say more than 100 people. But wait, what?
When I said 10%, I meant the people on the show right now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, that's true. 10% of the people in the show. But like, that's also assuming a 70% win rate, and like, the way that the ladder's set up, like you can't sustain a 70% win rate. Like you move higher in the constructed ladder, and as you move higher, you're going to get closer and closer to winning 50% of the time. Which is where you'll stop in your rank. So like, once you get to that point and you're winning 50% of the time, then it's more like to win 30 games you need to play 60, which is 10 minutes a game. You're playing 10 hours. Like
we didn't even talk about the rank ladder, the new ladder. The new ladder is cool, man. I think
I like the new ladder.
I like the new ladder. It's really great.
It. I feel like there's value. Before I was really hesitant to play constructed, and I mean, playing with cases decks has helped me, but or helps me enjoy it more. But, sorry, go ahead.
Like Masters 3 was just like huge skill range before.
Yeah.
Like I would see someone in Masters 3, and I would be like, this person is still playing with like commons, rares, and fixed cards, and has like one legendary. That makes no sense. Like they play a turn 2 Millhouse Manastorm or something, and I literally just kill them the next turn, right?
Well, the issue was that you couldn't get demoted back then, and now you can you can drop rank now, which is nice.
Still, like anyone even though you couldn't get demoted, like the MMR that you needed to get to 3-star masters was so low. Like
No,
you were when
Well, it was
like,
relative. It was
I don't
relative
think it was
to the-
MMR. Was it?
It wasn't based on MMR. It was
It wasn't based on
something
the MMR.
else.
Just how many
yeah.
you won. I feel like.
Yeah, and
Like I was
again,
really, really terrible at constructed when I got Masters 3. Like really
yeah, that's-
terrible.
yeah, like if it's just based on wins, like literally anyone can get to Masters 3.
Yeah.
But like, there are some people who won like I think it was partly based on MMR actually, because I know there were people that won like a couple hundred games in constructed, and they're like, I'm in Platinum 3.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, there is some algorithm that's based on winning
Yeah,
percentage.
we should have asked.
But it's
Sorry, friends.
your MMR could be just. I mean, I guess an MMR at some instance, yeah, it's based on
Yeah,
that.
there's
Like
some
it could be
kind
the
of
very first day the
algorithm
game
science.
comes out, and you're going to be 3-star masters if you just win like the minimum requirements, which is like 20 games or something. Something ridiculous
it's
like
like-
that.
Yeah, I got there in like 22 wins or something, so like 25 games or something like that. The
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
or the second actually.
Okay, so we have another question here. Destroy's own Pathos asks, what are your thoughts on Blood Knight now that the meta consists of a lot of Argent Squires and very few hard removal in Constructed? I personally view it as a very solid card in Rush decks, as 3/3 for 3 is not too shabby. What do you like more? Oh, Pirates, that's a separate question. So what do you think about Blood Knight?
I saw a screenshot on Reddit, and it was like turn 2, 9/9 Blood Knight, and I was
Oh,
like,
man.
that is a genius thing to do.
Sean
I
did
kind
that
of want
to
to
me
make a deck
once.
now
Sean
because
did that
almost
to me
everyone's
once.
running Argent Squire. Almost every deck, right? How
Yeah.
many have you seen that don't have it?
Almost all the aggro decks are. Druid,
Yeah.
Priest,
Even the
and
beatdown deck,
Mage,
any beatdown
like,
deck is.
threes aren't running it.
Yeah.
Right. But God, that sounds so fun. I don't know. I kind of just want to put one in.
I put one in. I had one in my last night, case I was playing my Shaman deck or something. I had one in my
Yeah,
one of
you
my
had one
decks.
Blood Knight
Yeah.
in your Shaman deck.
Yeah.
I
And
think
no one
it's,
really
like-
runs Silence.
It's a huge
true.
game. Whatever. Like
Druid's like the only one that runs Silence really.
What do you
I
think
it's
about running
fine.
Silence?
it's coming back. I think Silence is on its way
It's
back.
getting
into
more
the meta.
popular.
Yeah, I'm seeing more Spellbreakers again. I thought Earthshock was always good in Shaman. I
got
think me and
Owl.
Case always thought
I think
Earthshock
Owl's
was good.
fine.
I don't like Owl.
I mean, as an
I'm not a
arena
huge
player,
fan.
I pick up owls, and I know I've had like heated debates with Trump, who, but
I'm not a huge fan of the Owl, but
every
I
time
like
picked
Silence.
it-
I do like Silence.
I think Silence is stronger in Arena.
yeah,
Just because
I
it
know,
can kind of substitute for hard removal.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
and because
know,
you
it-
also don't have as many hard removal spells, right? In constructed, you can pick what you get, and you have Sylvanas and a lot of nifty tricks.
Well, you're starting to
as
see
a-
the return of Taunt, and Sylvanas is so prevalent, and even Argent, just whenever you're not removing it and things like that. Silence is totally viable again. It's just nobody's quite incorporated it yet.
well, there's
Are
not a
we
lot of
saying
good sources
the-
of Silence other than Keeper of the Grove,
Right.
Rag,
like-
I mean, Rag's everywhere.
Shock, and well, Silence doesn't hurt Rag.
Oh, okay, Rag's not that big a deal. That's true. But it's.
But yeah, like,
I mean, there are a
Keeper
lot
the
of
Grove, like Earthshock, are, like
Golem?
only 2 good Silence cards.
Golem.
Golem's okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of good ways to get Silence other than like the Spellbreaker is the most common Silence effect I've seen, other than Keeper.
Earthshock's
That's a
awesome,
spell.
man. Earthshock's awesome.
That's a spell. Earthshock is
I've
very
seen
good
that
too.
played.
Yeah, I've
Not
seen it
played.
played occasionally, just not often.
Yeah.
But
Let's
as far as
see.
Blood Knight goes, like,
Yeah.
I think it's fine. A lot of people are running Argent Squire, but it's not like, it's not something like if you can't deal with the Divine Shields easily, then it might be something to consider. But a lot of factions can. Like,
I think Wild Pyro is
Wild-
a really good solution to that too.
yeah. Wild Pyro is a solution to Divine Shields that I would run first, if specifically Divine Shields are a problem, because
I don't think it's a problem. It's just like a really cool thing that like you can get a huge advantage from and not lose too much in the deck. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not a constructive player, but it seems cool. I want to try it. I'm gonna put one in my deck.
What, Divine or
Yeah.
Blood Knight?
No, Blood Knight.
Oh, Blood Knight. It's.
And
I mean,
might
it's,
run Scarlet Crusaders now.
I mean, Blood Knight is just one of those things. It's kind of like the mind control tech too. I mean, it's one of those things that you can throw in. It's a 3/3. That's at 3 mana. That it's somewhat situational, but it's not the end of the world because it's still a 3/3.
Yeah,
know
if
what I
you
mean?
just drop it as a 3/3,
Yeah,
it's not.
and when you get a turn 2 6/6 Blood Knight, it's pretty awesome, man. It's
I'm just saying, like, most of the
pretty
time, I
awesome.
think I would run Wild Pyro because it can also substitute as AoE. You know, like
Yeah,
Wild
yeah,
Pyro
I
is
mean,
AoE, and can deal with all the divine shields.
I don't think
And
anybody's
Blood Knight
arguing.
is kind of more of a feast or famine card.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't think anybody's arguing that Pyro is a good card. I don't know, maybe some of the viewers don't run it so much, but Pyromancer's a great card. Pyromancer equality, you know, just like all these crazy combos that are amazing. Let's see what's another question we
Turns
got here.
Lightning Bolt into Swipe.
Yeah, it does. But honestly,
Turns
Swipe isn't nearly as powerful as it used to be. With spell power now, it can be powerful again. With like a one
It
spell
turns Swipe
power.
into a super explosive shot.
Super
Yeah.
explosive shot, or just the 2 damage now is pretty strong. It's a lot stronger than it was before the patch. Let's see. Oh gosh, there's no questions. What's going on, guys? I don't see any questions for us. It's all these questions that are general. What question do you wish? I guess let's just ask. What question do you wish we would have asked, Eric? Because we didn't. If we had more time.
I kind of want to ask him what his plans were for the expansions. Just because, like,
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
that's like as open-ended of a question as you can get.
I know it's super open-ended, but like, I just
don't
wanted to
think he
get
would
into
be at
that.
liberty.
Yeah.
to
Yeah, he
say.
probably couldn't say. But like every other card, like I don't know how many of your viewers are Magic players or something, but like Magic and all other card games that have survived have like a rotating cycle of cards. Like new cards come in, old cards come out. Just kind of what's their plan for maybe not even phasing cards out, but just keeping the game fresh.
Okay, how about this? What card would you change right now? Just one card each of us.
Ice Block.
Remove it?
No, I think I would make it something like instead of taking a lethal hit, stop that one hit and then like gain 5 armor or something. Like
You can play around it so easily.
yeah, but it would also make it a lot more in keeping with the power of the other secrets,
Which you
And
can
I
play
think
around
being-
easily.
which you can play around easily. Like one of the things is like there's such a huge gap between the good secrets and the bad secrets. Like in Hunter, there's Freezing Trap and then pretty much everything else. In Mage, there's Ice Block, and then if you're playing like Aggro Mage, maybe Spellbinder or something. But then like everything else, right?
Yeah.
Spellbender.
Like Ice Block is insanely powerful, but all the other Mage secrets are kind of garbage.
Yeah. Hafu, what card?
It's the most annoying card in Arena.
Mind Control. They already changed
Yeah.
that.
Already changed it.
I think Totemic might. I think they need to buff that.
Totemic Might. Wow. Of all the things. Okay. That's interesting.
They need to buff it somehow. It's such a useless card. Like, what does it do?
I mean, there's a lot of
there's
useless
shield-
cards. We don't want to talk useless cards.
There's-
No,
It's
useless. No, tell me another useless card.
I mean, any of the like the one drops that are like Murlocs or stuff are pretty useless, right?
Well, they're not useless. You can. They're still a minion.
I mean, a totem. I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, a totemic might have some use if you're gonna get really down to it. I mean, you can increase
What use?
you can increase your mana tide totem to 5, right? You can increase your flame tongue. I mean, mana 5 totem to 5. That's pretty damn hard to remove.
I
Isn't
don't
it?
know, man. I
Two
think that's
cards.
grasping a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's the same as. I mean,
Same as what?
if I bring up the game right now and I looked at the early like the neutral cards, I'm sure
If
there's
it
a ton of
was,
cards that are.
if it was +2 to your totems, draw a card. Make it
Yeah,
one
yeah.
mana.
Draw a card would help
It
it quite a
costs
bit.
more.
It would
costs
basically, it'd be basically
would cost
Power
more.
Word Shield. It'd be Power Word Shield
For your
basically.
totems, though.
Yeah,
for your totems. It's,
It's a pretty big
Yeah.
difference. I think that's
because
pretty
right
fair.
now it's just like, I think I drafted, or in my draft there were 7 that came up. I was like, are you serious? Like, what if I actually took 7 Totemic Mites? You know how terribly that would go? Just,
Yeah.
I have a 0/10 Taunter. There you go.
Okay, alright. Okay, Totemic Might for you then. Alright. For
I don't
me...
know if I would necessarily just rework Ice Block now that I'm thinking about it. I think I would just rework the secrets in general.
Well, for
Maybe nerf
me,
Flame
I
Strike.
think that... I think it's either an issue with Ice Block or an issue with Pyro. I just can't decide which one I would change. Because it's that combo that leads to these kind of games that we're seeing they've been prevalent. You know, like they were talking about Warlock and Rogues being really prevalent, you know, before the patch. But the truth is, the mages were huge too. Freeze mage was already here. It's just people, I guess.
Well, also, they
Didn't
weren't
quite see
that
it.
popular to the same extent. Like, before it was like Warlock, Rogue, Mage, and then
Yeah.
like some
Warrior.
other mid-range decks, like Shaman was around. Warrior was really good until they re-nerfed
Warrior
Battle.
beats mage.
Like Shaman was really popular too, and fairly solid, and like to a lesser extent Paladin.
Well, Warrior doesn't beat mage now. It's like
No, I'm saying pre-patch. That's
Yeah,
why
pre-patch.
like it was in check
Yeah,
because there were a lot of warriors, right? So mage almost always lost to warrior.
Wait, this recent patch, or you mean the
No,
like
no,
the
no, no,
white,
no.
the white?
previous.
Back
Oh, yeah.
before Battle Rage was nerfed, it
Oh,
was like
yeah,
Rise of the
sure,
Warriors, right?
sure.
Like holy crap.
Yeah. So yeah, I would change the pyro. I think I would. I've never been a huge fan of just like one card that deals 10 damage. You know, just a third of your health. You know, just that huge burn card. I don't think it's. I think Ice Block does encourage creative play. You know, just creative kind of.
Right.
You know, fitting in some damage, smaller burn around it.
You have to think about it. You have to think about it and
But
plan
Pyro-
yourself. Whereas Pyro is like,
Yeah.
oh, is he at 11 health? Let me Pyro ping. Or is, Pyro Frost bolts.
What if
Yeah,
what
and-
if Ice Block stopped minion damage for the rest of the turn? Just period. Like as soon as you're attacked by minions, stop minion damage for the rest of the turn.
I think, but then you would lose the burn spells, right?
Right, but it becomes a different card instead of like
It's
having
less
Oh, make
effective.
it
It's
make
less
it counter.
effective. Yeah, it's less
think
effective.
that's,
Yeah. Basically, just make it say like I take
I
no
just
minion
think
damage.
freeze. Freeze is a ridiculous mechanic. And I think
I-
water
I-
lilies, they are so strong right now. Holy crap.
I don't think freeze is a
Water
bad
lilies.
mechanic. I think it's unfun, and they have to take that into consideration with design. But it's very risky. You know what people don't realize is that if you don't,
You can silence off freeze.
yeah, I mean, well, not just that. It's that a lot of these decks are built around drawing freeze. If you don't draw it, then you just lose like really quickly and easily.
Isn't that
remember
true for
when I was-
most decks? Like, you just have to rely on your draws?
No, I mean
Not really.
not as like heavily on like
Okay.
6 cards, 5 or 6 cards. The Warlock deck's gonna draw decently, even if they have a shitty initial draw. They're just eventually
when-
gonna draw into something
Was
good.
it you and I were playtesting, and I was playing the freeze mage, and we played like 6 games, and I drew like 1 total freeze out of
Yeah, I
six-
remember. It was
6
so
possible
funny.
cards each
I was
game.
telling Case, I'm
And I was
like, oh my
this deck is
god.
horrible.
I told
Why
Case-
would I ever play this deck?
I was
And
like
then
telling
people are coming
Case.
back and they're like, oh yeah, it, like stomps Warlock, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was telling Case, oh my god, I'm beating Warlock 80% of the time with my free shade. And he goes and plays it, he loses like 5 straight times to me. It was so funny.
I think
Oh,
like in those
God.
5 games combined, I drew like 1 Kona Cold, no Blizzards, no Frost Novas.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like, how are you possibly beating Warlock with this? What is going on?
Okay. Well, anyways, I think you brought up Warrior too, Hafu. I think a Warrior change to one of the armor cards, I think is pretty necessary too. I think that would
Maybe
be
like a spell.
a spell.
Because like what was it in World of Warcraft? God, it's been so long since I played the game. But you could spell reflect, right? Shield. It's like you raise up your shield and you reflect.
Oh, whatever
But
they.
that'd be
what it-
cool if they
So kind
put
of
that
like
into the
eye for
game.
an eye. That's kind of like eye for an eye-ish type of thing, or
Well,
eye
it,
for an eye. You
literally
actually take it.
reflects
You
the
reflect
spell.
it. Yeah, I got it.
So like,
Yeah, that would be okay. I
Well,
just
would
think
that
the
be a
armor
secret,
dynamic.
Like,
yeah,
how would you design?
Warrior Secret, boom.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they just also need things that interact with secrets in general. Like the only card they have is like Flare, and then like
Flare.
minion gain buffs.
And
off of
Secret Keeper, yes.
They need
and,
a neutral
arc-
flare. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just make like a
Flares.
2/2 that like is destroy a random secret that your opponent has.
The Hunter's still, even with the UTH nerf, it's still decent against Mage because of that flare. That's like the only reason that you can still
They also,
be
like,
okay
took
against
away
it.
any competitive deck that Hunter has though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Hunter and Warrior have like no competitive deck and nothing that's close in my opinion. Like
Well, like
everything
I
else
said,
you can at
be-
least like I don't know.
The Warrior's deck is probably worse. I mean, the Hunter, like I said, I haven't tried it quite enough, but I think you could still make a Charger deck. Like I think Hafu, you were mentioning, right? Like the Charger type of thing is what's people are trying to do with Hunter right now, just because of the flare, because the ice block is so important to Mage that it used to be literally, guys, with my OTK deck against Mage, it was as close to a straight counter as you're gonna find. Like it was like 90%, 90, maybe a little bit over 90%. I was just beating mages with OTK Hunter, so it's definitely at worse now because you can't get that much damage all at once. But I don't know. It's still possible to throw in all the Leroys and the Chargers and still maybe work them down and just knocking the ice block down. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for questions. We didn't have too much Q&A today, but why don't we go into key giveaways? I know a lot of people have keys now, but there's still folks that don't have keys. And last week I had you guys post in the Value Town giveaway thread for the Rogue deck, and we got a list of people right here that are going to... Actually, I don't have a web view for the three of us, but I do have a list of people here. Maybe I can show you just with some crazy screen regions here. But you can see we have... Did I actually say how many people there were? Shoot. Anyways, there's a good number of people here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the roll here. Where's my drum roll? On the count of 3, and what's gonna happen is the top 10 people that come up here will receive a beta key. I'll send you guys it. So here's my drum roll. Where's it? There it is. All right, here we go. All right, clicked random, and there are the 10 people right here. Mr. Sandman starting it off. I'm not going to read them all off, and I'm going to go ahead and send you... Wow, this guy's Rusty Eyeballs. He actually has a space in his username. I don't think I've ever seen a space in Team Liquid usernames. But congratulations, guys. I'm going to go ahead and send you the beta keys right after the show, and then you guys can play Hearthstone immediately. But that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be it for the key giveaways. I think we gave away a ton of keys on Value Town, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And the open beta should be just around the corner. But let's wrap up the show. It's been fun having you guys on. Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys want to do any shout-outs? Hafu, you want to start with any shout-outs you want to do?
Shout out to the Pingu Army. Yeah.
You gotta tell them to buy those shirts, man.
No.
Yeah, they're coming down tomorrow.
Are you wearing it right now?
Gotta go buy the shirts.
No, I don't get it. It's a Teespring, so you don't get it until they ship.
Oh,
Thanks to everyone who got one.
I see. Yeah, they're cute. That's a cute little logo. Is that your logo? Has that always been your logo? The
Yep.
little Pingu logo? Oh, okay. For some reason I missed it. Check it out. Check out her. If she's not gonna plug it, I'll plug it. Check out her t-shirts. Go and snag one. Cute t-shirt.
There's only a day left to get them. So I've got my hoodie ordered. Yeah.
Limited
Aw,
edition.
thank you.
Yeah.
Any other shoutouts? Is that it?
Oh.
That's...
Shout out to Trump and
Chris.
Chris and all of
I don't have
them.
any.
Good luck to
Alright.
them.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys.
I don't know
That's
what
fine.
they're doing with it, but check it out. It should be interesting.
Oh, what they're doing?
The
Yeah,
Germany
the secret
tournament?
thing. It's
The
Isn't
secret
it in
tournament.
Berlin? Not in Germany?
Well,
Oh,
I
is
know.
it
I
in
mean,
Berlin? Okay.
so I had Frodan on Filter this week, so he shared a lot. So I'm assuming I can share it too if that's the case. So they're doing Cloth and ESGN, same company. They're doing I think it's a game show or a game night type of thing, and they're kicking it off with this Hearthstone. It's not a tournament, guys. It's more of a
Show match.
Exhibition.
it's more of an event, yeah, and it's a game show. So it's these two teams playing each other, and I think the money they win is game showy. So like the more you win, the more money you get, and at some point you get to like spin a wheel to like win even more money or something like that.
MVP on the winning team gets to spin the wheel.
Oh, MVP
You
on the
get
winning
either,
team.
uh,
Okay.
You either get 155 gold or an inner fire, not golden.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're lucky,
But-
you might get a Savannah Highmane instead of the inner fire.
Shut up.
Right. But yeah, anyways, look for that. They're shooting it right now, so it's gonna be produced and all that stuff, and it'll be aired probably in a week or 2 weeks or something like that. Be sure to check that out. But they'll be back next week, guys, Crip and Trump. So hopefully we'll do some Christmassy type of thing. Christmas is gonna be what, Wednesday? Oh, it's on a Wednesday. Okay, so
I
maybe,
thought even this one, so I was like,
maybe.
what?
I know, I
Where
was
did
like,
time
oh
go?
my God.
2 weeks, yeah.
So maybe we can do a show right after Christmas and I don't know, show off what we got. I'm gonna get nothing. I never get anything for Christmas anymore, man. Now
I'll get you something.
that I'm old, man.
We'll figure something out, man. We'll send.
I got you.
We'll send something.
Oh, okay, I appreciate that. My shout outs, big shout out to again Eric for coming on. It's really it's really great for those guys are so busy, so it's really cool that they make time for this show and just any of the other shows they hop on and just try to be as transparent as possible with us. And big shout out to my two friends here who I really love dearly. In case I almost talk to like almost every night now because we hang out on stream.
Do the day 9 heart.
The day 9 heart, yeah, exactly.
The day 9 heart. He does this, right? Am I doing it wrong?
Yeah.
Or is it like
Is that
this?
day
I think it's like
nines?
this. I don't know. He just
Yeah,
does it all
just-
the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just loves to do that heart. So.
Yeah, exactly. But no, thanks for you guys coming in and doing this, subbing in. And
Thanks for having us.
yeah, of course, anytime. And I think anything else. Oh, thanks to some of the guys I might have forgotten in the previous shows. Thanks for Anthony Guzza for helping out with the cards. Again, just volunteers. We didn't have cards this week, but he helps me out with every card all the time. And Amin, he helps me out with a lot of show notes and things like that to help me get caught up, because sometimes I'm like, I need to catch up before doing shows. So I forgot to thank him on Unfiltered, so I'll thank him on Valuetown. And you can catch the VODs for Valuetown if you missed the beginning on youtube.com/ChanManV. I'll probably have the different parts available soon. I didn't get a chance to upload part 1 this week. I usually have part 1 ready by the end, but I will have it done like about 20-30 minutes after, so check that out. Yes, I know the VODs are sub only on Twitch, guys, alright? I know that. YouTube is free, so go and check it out if you don't want to subscribe there. And
No, you should subscribe here.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
it.
you can subscribe
Yeah.
here too. You can subscribe here too.
Subscribe here too.
That's right.
And on YouTube.
That's right. And if
And
yeah.
follow all of us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us all on Twitter. Our Twitters are all on the overlay here. At ChanManV, at It's Hafu, and it's Koyuki0. And that's it for the plugin, guys. So for Hafu, Koyuki, and ChanManV, we'll see you next week. Later.
Bye.